Hello, this is my midterm project for Plant Science Class 101. Today I am making a caprese salad. Caprese salad first comes from the island of Capri just off the Amalfi Coast in Italy. It started in the 20th century it originated to display the Italian flag with the colors red, white, and green. It consists of tomatoes, mozzarella, layered on each other with pesto, balsamic glaze, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some olive oil. I'm going to start off by making a homemade pesto with basil straight from the university farm. We're starting with our homemade pesto sauce. The key ingredient to that is some good fresh basil. Basil originated in Southeast Asia. It spread out through the world, most of Asia and Europe, through trading routes and became a staple in many cuisines in the area. It's grown basically all over California. Because of California's warm weather climate, it's able to grow anywhere. The farming strategy is it needs warm weather and a lot of sun, but it's also sensitive to frost. So colder areas in northern California, you can't grow it as much. So the warmer the better. Basil is low in calories, but it has vitamin K, vitamin A, calcium, and iron. Alright, I'm making my homemade pesto in this food processor. As well as basil and many other ingredients, garlic is a key part of that. Garlic originated in Central Asia, and it was one of the first cultivated crops ever. California, as we know, is the king of garlic. It produces over 90% of the nation's garlic, and the garlic capital of the world, Gilroy, stands in Central California. Garlic needs full sun year-round in order to grow. Hot summers and cool winters are ideal for growing large bulbs. It's low in calories, but it has plenty of calcium and potassium, and is one of my favorite flavors in all of cooking.
Alright, I have all my ingredients right here for my homemade pesto. We started with the garlic, of course. I'm going to do salt and pepper to taste, of course. We have 2 cups of basil when it's all pushed down. We have a 1/3 cup of pine nuts, 1/2 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano, a little bit of lemon, and we're going to put some olive oil in it. I'm going to start by just dumping it all in here. This is going to be a very large serving of pesto. It's going to last me a while, thankfully to the large amount of basil that I was able to get today from the farm. It's a lot of basil. This is going to be a very full food processor. We got our parm here, about 1/2 cup. I just eyeballed. Honestly, I put a little bit too more, but who doesn't like a little bit more cheese? I'm only doing 1/2 a lemon. I don't want too much. I do the hand technique to stop any seeds if they come with. Next up, I'm going to do a little bit of salt and pepper. Honestly, a little bit is an understatement. I want a good amount in there. Then I'll add the olive oil off screen, and we'll go from there.
And here we go, we're going to blend this all up now in our food processor.
At the current moment, it seems a little bit too dry. I may have put a little bit too much pesto in it. So I'm going to pop a little bit more olive oil in there, lubricate it a bit more, and it should be the perfect consistency that I want. That much should be perfect, and let's see. Now, take a peek in there. Let's see how it
Turned out. Smells amazing. Alright, for my 3rd crop, I chose tomatoes. These are local heirloom tomatoes from the farmer's market. Tomatoes originated in the Andes region of South America. It was brought to Europe via trade in the early 1500s, and it became a hallmark in Italian cuisine in roughly the 18th century. In California, mass-produced tomatoes for cans that are peeled, the San Lorenzo tomatoes that you see, those are mainly in the Central Valley, Fresno, Merced, and San Joaquin. And then more like fresh market tomatoes that you see at your grocery store, those are grown almost everywhere in California, but still mass-produced in Central California. Growers will transplant or seed in the early spring when the weather starts to get warmer, and they'll look for a harvest between July and October. A lot of water is needed and careful soil management. Even though it's an abundant produce, it does need pretty strict management. In terms of nutritional value, they're they're low in calories, but they're good for you because they have a bunch of vitamin C and a bunch of potassium. So I'm gonna start now that I have everything prepped. I'm gonna start by cutting these tomatoes into thin slices, and I also have a thing of mozzarella. I'll cut into thin slices, and I'm gonna lay them all out in a nice row. And I'll hit you when I'm doing that.
All right, we're at our final stages here. I'm just gonna do our add-ons here. We're gonna start with some pepper. Add a nice little sprinkle to it. I'm a big fan of pepper, so I'm gonna add somewhat of a hefty load. Next, just a little bit of extra salt. It'll bring out the flavor in the tomatoes. And as always, salt is amazing. Now time for our homemade pesto. I put it in a jar. All those 2 cups of basil, you saw how much it turned into this tiny amount. That's the way it goes. I'm just gonna kind of fling it around here and get some color. As you can see, that red, white, and green of the Italian flag is coming out. I want to add a good amount because pesto is good and this meal is kind of based off of it. You can't have caprese without some pesto. There's our pesto. Now I'm just going to add a tiny little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, because who doesn't love a little bit of high quality oil? Time for the magic touch, our balsamic glaze. And we're just going to hit that like that. And from there, this is our final caprese salad. Here's our finalized caprese salad. I have my friend Kyle Ingalls. He's going to try it for us. I set him a nice candle in a nice place. Let's see what he thinks. I mean, right off the rip, absolutely phenomenal presentation. I love the pesto. It is a perfect green, and knowing that the basil came from the farm is just phenomenal. I mean, I don't have much else to say. I think I'm just going to get right into this. Please do. I'm going to go for a big piece of mozz and a big old piece of tomato. All right, we'll see how this one goes down. Cheers. Dude, that is so good. That is actually insane. Oh my goodness. The pesto is as good as pesto gets. I would give the pesto an immediate 10 out of 10. And the tomatoes too, you can tell that they're fresh. I can't help, but I gotta have another bite. Oh my gosh. The mozz, the best cheese. I mean, I know it's a summer salad and we're getting in the late fall, but I just want summer back right now. That's what this makes me think. And I mean, just look at that. I mean, it does not get better than that. I can hear the Italian music playing in my head. I just want to extend my thanks to the chef. Of course. Absolutely phenomenal job. This is amazing. I wish you could try it. Absolutely beautiful. That's going to end out our video. Thank you for watching. And I think I made a pretty good dish.